Hello, bankers. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome back. Welcome to another session. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So, quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. All right. So, Seal sir, very good morning. And Pradeep sir, very good morning. Sai Ram sir, Mohit sir, and everyone, guys. A very good morning to all of you guys. Everyone, quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. So today here we will be going through all the all the topic of your AFM, kind of quick revision, the requirement of this particular subject, and how to manage the areas within the remaining days and all, right? Sri Nandini ma'am, Ashima ma'am, and we have Motiram sir, Ankit sir. Very good morning to all of you guys. So everyone, I hope everything is fine from my side. So guys, when it comes to AFM, this is all about your kind of see, we have three areas which we have to tap on from this particular subject. First is like we have to work around the concept part. Conceptual understanding is bit important in this particular case. See, if you work around the concept things even within the limited time duration also, so that will help you to to solve the application based question as well as numericals. When it comes to the portion of numerical, तो ज़्यादा टेंशन नहीं लेना है. It is about like max to max 20 to 25 marks. In hard to hard cases, it will go for 25. And see, all these numericals are generally based on the conceptual understanding. So agar, if you work around the concept part well, so in every cases, they'll help you out in this particular one, right? Please, anyone else also facing the audio related issue? If yes, I'll rejoin from my side. If no, so I'll आपका Venugopal sir or whoever it is, take him. So please rejoin once. It will be fine, huh? No, huh? So please quickly rejoin. So when it comes to this particular one, we have four module, and all four module are equally important. So first one is accounting principle and process. The another one is आपका financial statement, and the third one is financial management, and fourth one is your taxation and fundamental of costing, right? So when it comes to the overall areas, what I can suggest you, like first you have to target these two module. And if you are new, if you're just starting with this particular subject, then you can go with आपका costing wala portion, take taxation and costing portion. Then you can come back to this one. And if you like numericals, numbers and all, you can aapka follow the sequence itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, or all the module aapka A, B, C, D, you can follow that particular one, right? So let's go through the module wise. So when it comes to module A, this is kind of the fundamental of accounting, the basic things which we require to understand the accounting areas. The first unit is all about the scope, definition, and accounting standard. So mostly 3-4 marks question you can expect from this particular one. Two major areas. One is your accounting standards. In past आपका 3-4 session, in every session you'll see आपका question around this. So another one is the different type of accounting, that is your cost accounting, management accounting, financial accounting, stewardship, आपका fair value and others. And the another part is IFRS versus GAAP, right? This also get asked many times in your examination, right? So that is something. And see, this unit one is a bit important because if you'll go through the topic itself, so what you'll see, what you'll experience, a basic foundation around the accounting things. The another unit which we have, unit number 2. So here आपका basic accountancy procedures. So when it comes to unit number 2, it is all about your concepts and conventions of accountancy. So again, your at least आपका 2 to 3 marks question based on this particular one. The application of concepts and conventions like money measurement, आपका conservatism, or any other आपका, right? So they'll get asked from this one, and you need some sort of patience around module A, especially till unit number 6 आपका, right? It will take bit time. and you have to go through the content areas and all. Then we have the next unit. From here you'll see आपका at least 4 to 5 questions आपका, and these questions are generally for half marker or 1 marker, right? So number of question will be at higher side, but the overall marks will be 3 4. But you will see आपका there are number of entries. They'll ask you which account will get debited, which account will get credited, and one question every time they ask for 2 marks, where they'll ask you to match they'll give you some transaction and that type of accounts or the golden rule also, right? Then we have BRS. Last time they asked many questions around the BRS also. So usually we get aapka 1 marks on an average, but last time there was 3 4 question around the small entries, right? 2 to 3 marks. Trial balance, and again this trial balance, type of trial balance, error is very important part from this one. And the rectification. So if you have prepared this particular one very well, it will help you in the rectification also based on the account side type. Depreciation and its accounting. Every time they ask 2 questions, and mostly these are numericals. If they want to keep numerical portion higher side, so they'll ask you like 1 question. Definitely it will be based on numericals. So they have given 4 model आपका टेम. So 4 method of depreciation, straight line method. We have a written down value method, diminishing balance, unit of production. These 3 are very important one. Then they have given sum of year digit also. Last time there was 1 question around this, and in sum shift आपका this. Mostly you'll see question around these 2, right? So written down value method, most of the time written down value method, the most important, because maximum companies they use this particular one because we get some sort of taxation benefit with this particular one. Then आपका unit of production. But 4 method very easy, very basic. Capital and revenue expenditure, half marks to 1 marks, easy. Bill of exchange आपका, this is something again up to 2 marker questions. The terminology, term associated with bill of exchange, the differences between bill of exchange and promissory note, or आपका bill of exchange versus check of your curriculum. That is something which get asked many times from this one. So module A first आपका, then we will be discussing all these particular one. Module B, when it comes to this balance sheet equation, 1.5 mark question you can expect based on this, and this is something which is bit important to understand the overall areas. Okay, you facing some sort of just a minute, huh? Sushil sir, I guess it will be fine. On YouTube it is streaming आपका correctly. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll rejoin from my side. Sunday है ना, so it's sounding bit lazy, I guess, huh? We have to use this Sunday very well. And today evening also we'll be doing same set of practice or same set of session for your आपका PPB also, right? So at 5 o'clock. Okay, just allow me 1 minute, guys. Okay, now it is fine, I guess. So when it comes to your module B, आपका balance sheet equation, which is like you have to understand, they'll give you a small balance sheet figure, then they'll give you some sort of transaction, then they'll ask you how like those particular transaction will affect the balance sheet equation, right? Preparation of final accounts, here mostly the question is around trading account and profit and loss account. Reason being because balance sheet equation you have read here, as well as you will be discussing in this one or this one also, right? Then we have company account 1 and 2. There is lots of content. Again, you have to go through that particular one once. Cash flow statement is something which can be done within 30 to 35 minutes, and it will help you to get 2 to 3 marks. So short area, again, highly recommended area. Final account of banking company and impact of accounting standards. That is Indian accounting standards. Very important one. CBS, very easy, doable. Module C, आपका, where we come to this particular one. So there are many numericals, or numericals is like driven by the concept areas. So you can skip this particular part. You can start with the ratio analysis. Now, when it comes to ratio analysis, we have many ratio analysis, but you have to stick yourself based on the, okay, no audio, just a minute. It is fine from my side. Anyone else also is facing issue this? I guess there is some issue with the app only, because for me it is streaming fine, right? One more time I'll rejoin this one. Hello, 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 hello. Now can you check please? Hello, 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 hello. Now it is fine. So, when it comes to your module C, ratio analysis, see, when you'll search ratio analysis in journal, we have many ratios, but in your book, they have given aapka around 8 to 10 ratios. Just work around those particular. Okay, they'll not ask question beyond that than that, right? So you have to focus around those one. Interest and annuities, two question. One question is आपका SI versus simple interest versus आपका compound interest. Another question whether it can be around the annuity calculation or आपका EMI. Last time they asked the question around the EMI things. When it comes to bond, so bond valuation, current yield versus YTM, these are the another one, or the bond valuation that is get asked many times. So these are the three areas from this particular one. Forex arithmetics आपका that value date calculation, ठीक है, value date very easy one, और आपका future और forward pricing calculation, this can be asked, and if they'll ask any question around the forward future, it will be for 2 marks. Cost of capital and capital investment decision, again very important areas. So that weighted average cost of capital, that get asked every time, weighted average cost of capital, and the method of capital deciding capital structure, that you have to focus. From here, NPV, which get asked many times. So last time in November, they did not ask any question around NPV. So there is a high probability कि they can ask in this particular term. Yeah, so आपका cash based and non-cash based methods are there. NPV, IRR, आपका payback period, ARR. So that is something, but NPV is something which we like. This is the first preference for the capital investment decision and all. Then we have equipment leasing and lease finance. Accounting perspective around these particular one are more important because this is also part of your IN IFS. Working capital, three method of calculating working capital or factor affecting working capital that get asked. Derivative again. So derivative आपका options or that swap wala area. So that is the more important one. Apart from that, same things which we have covered in IN IFS also. Module D is all about tech, आपका costing. They have given these two units, but this introduction 4 to 5 marks. Rest things will be based on this one. Out of these, standard costing and marginal costing. From here, you can expect some question also, like numericals also. Like here, variance analysis. In case of this, break-even point calculation, आपका margin of safety, contribution, आपका cost, volume, profit analysis. For sure, you will see at least two questions based on around these particular small concept and others, and application based question also. Budget and budgetary control, that is something your आपका, that is something related to the fundamental aspect आपका, again 2 to 3 marks based on this particular one, right? So you can start with A, B and D, or if you are already preparing things, so like from the upcoming weeks आपका, like when we will start the revision, so we will be following in sequence only. But if you are completely new, just about to start things, or if you only remain with this AFM subject, so A, B, and D, and then C, you can approach in that particular direction, right? Chalo. Now we will start our today's discussion, unit-wise things. We will be practicing आपका a kind of PYQs based on 2025. Why be targeting 2025? There is no point for going 2023 or 2024. Reason being, that time the paper label was a bit easy comparative to 2025. In 2025, even for 1 marks questions or 1 marker question, what they did, they included aapka more statements or the application based questions and others. So if you target around this one and if you prepare around that particular one, that will help you in this particular case itself, right? So the motive of this session is just get to know about the subject, what is the requirement and how they are asking the question. So in the remaining days, whenever you start your preparation, you can prepare accordingly, right? Or you can focus around those particular ones. So unit 1, as I said, it is all about the introduction of accounting only. Then we have accounting standards. आपका ठीक है, this is every time they ask 2 question or आपका 1 question with multiple statement. GAAP versus IFRS, another important topic from this. There is like they have already given the Indian accounting standards also, but I'll suggest to avoid those particular one from this unit. You when you prepare the final accounts or final account of a banking company, so there also they have given impact of Indian accounting standards on final account. Then you go for those particular. For sure there will be 2 to 3 marks question, but not from this. Just focus around that content, so that will help you in this particular case. Let's start the discussion. So how they generally ask question around the GAAP versus IFRS. आज ये टेस्ट है आप सब लोगों का, ठीक है? प्रदीप सर, सुशील सर, आशिमा मैम, ज्योति मैम, and other those who are watching this session, ठीक है? Everyone guys, I request everyone to participate. Now this is the time कि जहाँ पे now you cannot wait. आपका अभी ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि like we'll wait for some other time then we'll start, हाँ? Now this is the time where we have to, anyhow we have to start things. So IFRS GAAP, which is also known as US GAAP, IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. So mostly when it comes to GAAP, they are applicable in US, and IFRS are the international standards. And even those Indian accounting standard also, they are aligned with the IFRS with Indian masala, right? So first statement under the IFRS, company management must consider the framework if there is no applicable standard or interpretations, while the GAAP has no such explicit requirements. US GAAP framework treat the going concern assumption as a central principle. No, okay? It is part of the IFRS. IFRS which generally consider going concern principle as a central principle. IFRS apply the same set of objective for business and non-business. GAAP आपका separate these particular one. GAAP fix the asset value only at the historical cost, less accumulated depreciation. IFRS also allow the revaluation model based on the fair value, right? So this is also true. The next one is LIFO, आपका the inventory valuation method, permitted under the GAAP for inventory valuation but not allowed under the IFRS. So this is also आपका correct. Okay? So in IFRS we have weighted average method as well as FIFO आपका, that is generally part of this particular one. So 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. So one question you can expect around this particular one. Another आपका accounting standard. For sure one question will be around the accounting standard. Now how they ask question around accounting standard? Sometime what they'll do, they'll give you, or most of the time what we have experienced, one side they'll mention the accounting standard, like let's say accounting standard 2, accounting standard 5, accounting standard आपका 15, let's say accounting standard आपका 19, right? This is the one side. Another side आपका they'll give you the basically the particulars about these. Then they'll ask you to match this particular one, A, B, C, D. which pair is आपका correctly matched. So this type of question also for sure for 2 marks, and it can be like in different way also the detailing of those particular accounting standard, right? So when it comes to first accounting standard 1, आपका disclosure of all accounting policies, preparation in the financial statement. तो first statement is 100% true. Second statement आपका when it comes to accounting standard 2, which apply to inventories of life, no, accounting standard 2 does not apply to inventories of livestock, agriculture product, and this, so this is wrong. Third, accounting standard 3, cash equivalents are defined as short term high liquid investments with a significant risk of change in value. That is true. Accounting standard 4 require adjustment of asset and liabilities for event occurring after the balance sheet date. Even those event do not provide additional information, but condition is आपका in the balance sheet date. No, 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 no. They should provide the additional one. This is also wrong. Accounting standard 5, prior period item आपका extraordinary item if there is such size, nature and this disclosure relevant in आपका, this is also true. A change in the accounting policy can be made only if required by status, and accounting standard for more appropriate presentation of final statements and all, right? So 1346, sorry, 1356. 1356 means option A should be right answer for this one. Now see, two type of question. This question is based on the detailing of those particular accounting standard. We have 29 accounting standards. So the detailing, the related, the feature of those particular one, or else it can be in the form of आपका where we have to match the area, something like this. So this is based on Indian accounting standards. So when it comes to the Indian accounting standards, so this is how you can expect question around these particular one. It can be similar to your accounting standard also, right? So 101, when it comes to 101, it is आपका first time adoption of accounting standard, means option D will be right answer. When it comes to 101 means आपका D. 102 which is आपका, which is based share based payment means आपका C. When it comes to 107, so it is financial instrument disclosures, means आपका A. 109 is your financial instrument means E. 116 आपका, which is financial instruments, which is आपका E. No, financial sorry, 116 is lease आपका B. ठीक है, लीज एग्रीमेंट लाइक अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 19 एंड हियर इट इज आपका 10. तो मींस what will be your correct match? DCAEB. DC, हाँ बिल्कुल, option A will be right answer. So two different set of question. One is based on the detailing of those particular accounting standard. Another one is based on the match wala kind of things. And both the questions are usually for the आपका 2-marker question, you know. Got it, guys? So accordingly, we have to prepare this one. The another one, next topic, basic concepts and convention. Sometime what we have experienced, like see, in all the 3 shift, you will see question based on this topic or even the previous one also. And now when it comes to concepts and conventions, so how they'll ask, like the feature or the detailing of one concepts and convention, or after that at the time of reporting and recording and reporting stage, that also got asked in the previous examination. Or the areas आपका, which of the following statement is most accurate or inaccurate around the different accounting concepts and convention, right? So this topic is all about concepts and convention of accountancy, means this topic is all about these two. Okay, last year also they asked question around this कि आपका which comes under the recording stage and which comes under the your आपका reporting stage. Recording means when you are doing the book building, means the journal, or we have ledger or trial balance. Reporting when you are preparing the final accounts, which how they should reflect to the users and others. So that generally comes under this particular business itself. Now how they have changed the method of asking question in last examination, so they come up with some sort of statements आपका, and you have to apply a certain concept or certain convention around that particular one, something like this. So XYZ is preparing annual accounts. The following events occur during the year. So first, the managing directors who has been instrumental in the company success fell seriously ill. So you have to apply the money measurement concept, right? So first of all, as per the money measurement concept, what it is, the money measurement concept says कि आपका we only record things which has financial characteristics. Anything which can be measured into money, that will be part of our book. Anything which cannot be measured into money will not record that one. Though health of manager or proprietor is important for business, but we do not record those one, right? Due to this particular principle. So that means first statement is wrong here. Second statement, company purchased 5 new truck and 3 new machine. We will be recording these particular one, correct? Hai? Inflation increased sharply during that year. Company continue to record asset at their original cost. True hai, right? So because आपका we do not adjust inflation and deflation in our book. Worker at factory threatened go strike. We will not record this particular one, right? The company recorded quarterly wages and salary. True hai. Competitor launch a better quality product and capture some of the XYZ limited customers. We will not record this one. आपका the company disclose revenue and expenses in monetary terms, enabling easy comparison. True है. तो 2357 means option A will be right answer for this particular one, right? So what they have done ki the whatever transaction we are doing or whatever like the concept it is, they have framed some sort of a small transaction around that one, and then they'll ask you the question, one question something like this, or how they ask question in 2024 as well as in May 25 examination. So they'll give you the statement आपका, ठीक है? Like which of the following statement is correct related to concepts and convention of your accounting, or आपका a specific concept or convention like historical costing or conservatism or business business entity concept or the other one, right? So the question is basically principle of conservatism. That says कि whatever the anticipated profit we are having, we have to ignore those particular one, and the आपका expected losses we have to kind of make some sort of provision for those particular one, right? So the principle of conservatism encourages accountant to anticipate profit. The first statement itself wrong. It does not आपका encourage the accountant to anticipate profit. The second one is revenue or gain should only be recognized when they are realized in form of cash or legally enforceable. True hai, means when there is a revenue recognition principle says कि when there is a movement of goods from seller to buyer, now buyer is legally bound to pay for that one, so that you have to recognize. The conservatism principle advise making provision for all known liabilities and losses, even the amount is uncertain. Yes, true hai. Under the conservatism principle, inventory should be valued at lower or market price. ठीक है, lower of cost or market आपका, it should be wrong. Over conservatism sometimes lead to misrepresentation of data. Yes, 235 means option B will be right answer. Very good, Ashima ma'am, Pradeep sir, and Rukmani ma'am. Other also guys, I request everyone. See, no worries about the right answer or wrong answers. So what we are trying to understand, we just trying to understand ki what type of questions you guys are going to face in your real examination. We are tapping around the 2 marker or 1 marker question. We will not follow the half marker question in this particular series. हाँ, when we will be doing the revision or आपका unit wise things, obviously we will be including all the type of question. But here the motive is to understand the way कि like what is how they are actually asking the question and all, right? Third one is maintenance of cash book and subsidiary and this. So for this we have three type of accounts: real, nominal, and personal. One question we have experience for two marker in last 3/4 after session of the JIB examination, and even in each and every single shift. So you have to be a bit comfortable with what comes under real account, personal, and nominal, their golden rule, and others. If you understand that particular one well, it will help you to drive the transactions also, the entries. Like then they'll ask you, they'll give you at least 5 to 6 question around key which account will get debited on that in that particular transaction, or which account will get credited, or even they'll give you some wrong entries and what will be or which account will get debited or credited at the time of rectification, which is your unit number 5. So 5 to 6 question will be there. All question will be for half marker. So you'll experience key, you'll see key there are many question around this, because that time we do not segregate half marker or two marker and others, but this will happen with you also, right? So but the crux is you have to understand the areas, and you have to you need to understand what comes under your personal, real and nominal, and their accounting आपका the golden, ठीक है? This is which we have discussed आपका, ठीक है? So you have to understand and the areas itself. Now in past आपका how they have asked question around this. See, sometime what they'll do, they'll give you one side आपका for two marker question, they'll mention आपका real account, this is आपका nominal account, this is natural real account, and आपका suppose that personal account, ठीक है? Sorry, natural personal account and आपका artificial personal account, ठीक है? So they'll give you these kind of entries one side, then आपका they'll give you the transaction, again they'll ask you to match. So with one question they'll आपका टेस्ट योर ऑल फंडामेंटल अराउंड दैट पर्टिकुलर सब टॉपिक itself. तो दिस इज द वन वे, और एल्स they'll give you some sort of transactions आपका, and that those transaction which you have to remember, right? चलो, तो let's practice one question. Actually two question we will be practicing from this one. So first, natural personal account are the person created by law. No, they are artificial persons, right? The first statement is wrong. Rent outstanding is example of a representative personal account, which is 100% true. The representative is basically which represent artificial or natural person. Okay? The further like we have personal account are further categorized among three areas: natural person, artificial person, and your representative. So natural person are human beings, artificial person are the XYZ company or anything which is formed under the आपका any law, kind of like when we define the company, so it is an artificial person created by law, or LLP or bank and other, right? So a representative which is representing both up. So goodwill is an example of intangible, wrong है. Carriage and wages are classified as nominal account, because nominal account deal with all the expenses and income of the business, right? The next one, when it comes to patent right, fall under the intangible. A bank account is artificial personal account, and the next one is आपका land and building are real account. Very easy one. So 2 4 5 2 4 5 2 4 5 6 7 also. 2 4 5 6 7 means option B will be right answer for this particular one, right? Sorry. Okay, हाँ. Okay, sir, I'll hide myself for the next question. Sorry. Right, yes. चलो, next question आपका, next question on your screen, guys. अब sometime they'll give you this type of question also. For sure, this question is for 2 marks. Now, what they are doing, instead of asking आपका 4-5 question based on these particular transaction, they are giving you one question for 2 marks, and they are like 2 marks means 4 question of half marks equally, right? So that is something they are giving you these kind of statement, and where you have to apply those आपका concepts and convention of accountancy, right? So see, first when it comes to April 1st, 2025, the date on the state balance sheet have following figures आपका. So when it comes to this, cash in hand 5,000, furniture 15, your machinery 25,000, and debtors 20,000, stock and bank loan 20,000, and creditor 10,000. Capital account, the capital contribution by owners is the gap आपका, the balancing figure around those particular one. So what will be your correct answer when it comes to this? So we have to use the, when it comes to the balance sheet, when it comes to this, so you have to use the rule of debit and credit, right? Liabilities you have to credit, and you have आपका liabilities you need to credit, and asset you need to debit in that particular case. So if I go for this, cash in hand, debit cash in hand, and furniture and machinery, right? And debtors, we have how much debtors? 20,000, stock, bank loan, and creditors. So 30,000, and this is the total is 50,000, 75, 80, 90, 95. 95 minus 30,000, 95 minus 30,000 is equal to 65,000. So 65,000 आपका, तो आपका debit all these particular one and credit all these. So what will be your answer for this one? Means debit cash. What do you guys? अच्छा, A cash आपका debit, and furniture debit, machine debit, debentures, sorry, debtors, stock, and आपका, then we have bank loan, two bank loan, आपका two creditors and two capital account. Yes, option A only will be right answer for this particular one, right? So see, based on the fundamental principle also, when it comes to this question, so what they have done ki, instead of giving multiple आपका transactions, they have given one question, and based on that one question they are generally asking for this. So the rule, all assets ठीक है debit आपका, and all liabilities आपका plus capital. So liabilities plus capital means the money contributed by owner, which is 65,000. The difference is आपका, and even they play one trick also. They did not mention this amount, so that we have to calculate that one. Asset equal to liabilities plus equity also, right? So this is something how you have to, or means how you can get or expect question based on this unit. I have kept some other question also, so later you can go through those. BRS, bank reconciliation statement. Last time there was after three, at least three questions based on this regarding the आपका what will be the balance as per cash book or passbook. So that is something, or the this causes of differences in cash book and passbook. This is one important area. You have to remember कि passbook is a mirror image of cash book, right? So that's why, like the debit credit rule, when it comes to passbook, credit what comes in, debit what goes out, right? When customer deposit money, we do the credit, and when they withdraw money, we do the debit. But when it comes to cash book, it is a mirror image kind of, the things will reflect oppositely, okay? So here what it look like, when the businesses they are receiving money, will debit the area. When they are आपका paying, or the when money is going out, we will credit this one. So this rule get आपका, or this rule creates some sort of confusion among the people, so that you have to remember, like it's a mirror image of this one, right? So what we are doing, when businesses will receive money, they'll debit, and when after they are paying, they'll do the credit. So here, when it comes to after the areas, this area is very important one. Preparing the reconciliation again, adjusting आपका balances, right? So how we do that particular adjustment and others, that you have to remember. So this is something, there is a list आपका, ठीक है, what you need to add or what you need to subtract at the time of reconciliation in others. That is something which is bit important from this particular one, right? So now when it comes to the differences, now there are many reasons behind the आपका the difference. Usually their balance should be equal, but if the balance is not equal, right, so what we generally do, we make some sort of adjustment. So that adjustment or the differences can lead आपका, or that can be due to many reason, and accordingly you have to adjust those particular one. So something like this, you can get these particular thing in number also, or आपका in statement also, ठीक है? So if I'll give the number also, then when you'll prepare the final account, if it is in numbers, obviously these statement will be at lesser side. If it is आपका statement based, so you can expect up to 5 statement based question in around, right? So the question is causes for differences between passbook and cash book. Okay, let's try this one, guys, everyone. So check deposited but not yet collected cause temporary differences as they are recorded in cash book before the passbook. So how you can solve this one? Like let's say what happened ki we are preparing आपका cash book for XYZ Limited. Let's say they receive a check from Mr. A worth rupees 1 lakh. So what they'll do, आपका XYZ, the accountant, they will record that particular one in their book, the date when they receive this one. Now they have deposited this particular one, and let's say it is mentioned the आपका date on check is supposed at some future date. So in between, if we are doing reconciliation, it will show higher balance in this, lower balance in this. So what, this is a temporary difference आपका, because as that date will occur, it will get cleared and we will receive the money, or the bank account will also increase in that case. The first statement is correct here. Second statement, bank charges debited by bank are usually recorded in cash book first. No, when आपका there is auto debit, so they'll first get reflected in bank account first, or that is called passbook आपका, and this is your cash book, right? So they'll get first auto deducted from this, then there is a difference, then this accountant will get to know, then they'll make adjustment in their book also, right? The next one, interest credited by the bank on saving account should be updated by the trader in the cash book later. Yes, first bank will credit to this one, and then after the cashier will record that particular one. Dishonor of deposited check will result in the bank debiting the customer's account. True, because आपका NFS charges will be there. And even what happened, this A deposited check to XYZ, and it went for the clearing and it got bounced. So 1 lakh आपका this, we need to subtract 1 lakh from आपका cash book. In the book, no, they'll first appear in the bank. Some customers, they directly deposited money in the account. Yes, there is some power fluctuation. Just allow me 1 minute, huh? It will get आपका reflected in another way, right? So that is the one. Error like overcasting or recording the wrong column can lead to mismatch between passbook and your cash book also. True hai. And payment made by the bank on the basis of standing instruction are recorded in passbook first. True. Okay? Now it is correct. Yes. So this is something like how the type of transaction which generally creates some sort of causes the differences between cash book and passbook. Both are having same entries and others, but the area is something key. You have to tap around those particular one. Correct hai? So what will be your correct answer? Vijayagiri ma'am, Rajni ma'am, Pradeep sir. Okay, everyone is saying option B, means 1 3 4 6 7. 1 3 4 6 7, right? So that aapka, this is the area. And sometime what they'll do, they'll give you some आपका numericals also, small, like let's say the overdraft balance. Anyone who want to solve this overdraft, आपका balance as per cash book. So let's take it as passbook. Was suppose that 50,000. Overdraft balance as per passbook was 50,000. So then they'll give you the company did one another transaction, XYZ, for which we are preparing these book. They issue a check. They issue one new check आपका to vendor A worth rupees 10,000. So how it will आपका 10,000, but the check is not presented. आपका it is a case of not presented. So how this transaction will impact the cash book balances, or what will be the cash book balance as on that date, or what will be the passbook balance in others. So that is something key when it comes to overdraft balance. This is आपका passbook. In cash book it is आपका credit balance. Credit means overdraft balance as per the cash book mirror image rule, right? So earlier it was 50,000. Now they have issued one another check, means one another credit transaction 10,000. So the overdraft balance will be 60,000. So now this credit, debit, overdraft and other things now, this way they'll try to confuse you, right? So cash book balance will be 60,000, and when it comes to passbook, as the case is not presented, it will remain 50,000 only overdraft balance. Okay? In passbook it will show आपका debit balance of 50,000. In cash book it will show credit balance of 60,000, because आपका when money comes in, we generally do the debit entry in our passbook. When it goes out, we do the credit entry in our passbook. Got it, guys? So this type of question they आपका ask, like this is the one. Okay, I have kept one question also. So this is something कि in November na they ask these type of multiple question. They ask around 3 आपका 2-3 question around this particular one. So sometime, but this is something which can be solved through the basic logic also. Means you have to be a bit attentive around the overdraft balance or debit balance or credit balance. Do not आपका miss the rule for that particular one. Correct है? So the overdraft balance in cash book, in passbook is 15,000. See, overdraft balance in passbook means simultaneously if I prepare the cash book, it is आपका credit balance. In cash book it is आपका how much? 15,000. A check issued rupees 5,000 by the firm but not presented. Another credit आपका 5,000. Which of the following balance as per cash book? So cash book it become आपका 20,000 overdraft balance. So this is the case. And in passbook, when it comes to passbook, it will remain a debit balance of 15,000. So that is the area. Correct? Understood, guys? So this type of question also you can expect from the examination, from the examiner in this particular case. Now next unit is when it comes to unit number 5, it is all about trial balance and rectification of errors. Okay? Error part is very important one. And luckily in November now, this is for the very first time in my experience, they didn't ask any question around the errors. Okay? I don't know what they are planning, but there are high chances this time you can expect question. Okay? In November, mostly the question was around the rectification. Okay, like the accountant did this wrong entry, so which account will get debited and credited at the time of आपका rectification. So those type of areas was there. So errors आपका, when it comes to error, we have two type of errors. Principal error, which will really see in the book. The another one is आपका clerical errors. Compensating, we have error of commission and we have error of आपका compensating, error of commission and one another which is I'm missing right now, right? So classification of error is something which is, अच्छा screen is blur क्या? Just a minute, I need to change the network. One question is around the same table base आपका, because in table base ना they got आपका high opportunity to test the all the areas. So like let's say it is compensating errors, it is आपका let's say your commission error, let's say आपका principal error और आपका error of omission. Then they'll give you transactions and you have to find out those particular one. So when it comes to errors आपका, you have to find out something like this. The error, principal error, when we are not following the core rules and accounts of accountancy. The another one is your clerical errors due to human errors. When it comes to omission, error of omission, when accountant omits some transaction fully or partial. Error of commission is आपका due to negligence of the accountant, the totaling errors and others. Compensating errors, there are two errors, whereas the second error compensating the value of the first one or nullifying the value of the first one. So that is something which generally comes under this. Error of, next see, Vijay ma'am, we have two. Error of principle. Error of principle is something, there is a violation of accounting rules. Like let's say there is a revenue which was आपका, there is an expense which was personal expense, but we shows that particular one as a business expense, or there is a revenue expenditure, we showed it as a capital expenditure. These kind of errors, or the golden rule. The another one is clerical errors are basically the error which is led by the human beings. So where what we are doing, let's say we did आपका the error of omission, when accountant omit the entire transaction or recorded a part of that one. Commission is the negligence, like let's say when we are doing the totaling of the ledger accounts, we did wrong total, or when we are posting transaction from journal to ledger, we posted wrong side, or आपका the final compensating errors, two errors, like let's say we did sale to A 5 lakh rupees, we posted it as आपका 50,000, we omit 10, and we did sale to B आपका 50,000, but we added one additional zero. So overall sale is आपका 55,000, 5,50,000, but in आपका book of A and B it will sound आपका differ. That is the case आपका, right? चलो, so what will be your correct answer for this one? Rukmani ma'am is saying option B. Other people also, guys. Sorry, it is commission means error of commission is, this is not that commission आपका, हाँ, it is आपका error of commission is basically due to negligence of the person in charge, right? So ये वाला commission नहीं है जो हम लोग earn करते हैं, right? This is something कि like let's say when I was doing the total of that particular ledger, sales ledger का total कर रहे थे, so it was basically the total was आपका 5 crores, we, or let's say 50 lakh, we added one additional, it is additional zero, it become 5 crore by adding one additional zero. These kind of errors. Or when we are moving things from journal, there was a sale transaction journal of 5 lakh, when we posted this one in the ledger, we added one zero, or we did some mistake during that particular one, that आपका credit side we posted at debit side. These kind of errors, right? So first, a complete omission of transaction affect the agreement of trial balance. So if there is a complete omission of transaction, it does not affect. Means agreement of trial balance means when we prepare the trial balance is something like this. Take a particulars, we have debit side, credit side. So if all we are following dual aspect of accountancy, every debit has a corresponding equal credit. So both should be equal, right? Both should be equal. Now, sometime what happen ki, let's say if the debit is not equal to credit, let's say debit side is 5 lakh and credit side is 7 lakh. So what we will do, we will create a suspense account, and we will keep the suspense account balance to the lower side. The difference aapka 2 lakh that we will be keeping here. And this is a temporary account, we'll do the rectification and all. But now what happened if there is a complete omission? There was one transaction which get never involved in our book. So it will not affect our aapka this agreement because we never added the debit or credit side from that particular one. So that's why it is wrong. Second one is partial omission can lead to disagreement. Yes, you have kept one debit side or one only credit side and others. Error of commission always result to in incorrect balance sheet. It is not like it may or may not, it should be. Compensating errors may not affect the agreements because where debit and credit will be same, because you have, like, let's say we have dealt, say, like up example to A 5,000, we posted it as 50,000. The error side, this is your error side. We did sale to B आपका 50,000, we posted as 5,000. So overall sale is 50,000. That's why it is showing correct. But the two accounts, आपका individual ledgers, they'll show some आपका different areas. Error of principle involve violation of accounting concept or standard. Thus, now we talk about this. Posting transaction to wrong side of the account is an example of error of commission, right? So 2456, 2456 means option D will be right answer for this particular one. This type of question. Another question is something like this. Yeah, some like what you'll see, they'll give you a table and they'll give you transactions, and based on these particular transaction they'll ask you to find out the correct one. So credit sale to Mohan 7 lakh not entered in the sales book आपका, ठीक है. So what will be your correct answer for this one? It is error of omission, ठीक है. We did error of omission. 5,000 received from a customer, correctly credited to account receivable but wrong customer, so it is a error of commission. Purchase book overcast 40,000, sale आपका undercast, so it is compensating errors. 2,000 spent on addition of building was treated as revenue expense, it is capital expense, so this is error of principle, right? Achha, these are correctly matched here. So means one ka A ka one, this correct match. What option is perfectly fine here? C, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So option C. So the another type of question which you can expect from this particular unit. I hope you guys getting these particular thing clearly. If you are having any doubt, any areas, please do let me know, because understanding, we have to build the understanding what we are going to face in the upcoming examination. Now 3 to 4 marks depreciation, downside आपका 3 marks we can say on an average. Mostly how they ask question, sometime they'll give you two questions आपका based on depreciation calculation. Sometime one question is around the depreciation calculation, and one the fundamental aspect of depreciation, right? So causes of depreciation, need for depreciation, factor of depreciation, accounting entries also this get asked for many times for half marks, right? So method of depreciation is most important. See, we have 4 method in your book, and out of these 4 method, maximum time you'll see written down value method and आपका unit of production. Written down value method is something which is which is mostly used by the companies, and your unit of production which tell us the exact amount of depreciation as per the usage. It's a use based method. Straight line method, one of the simplest one, right? Then sum of year digit, but last time they asked one question around sum of year digit also, and all are very basic one. So you have to focus around these particular one. Why A is not error of principle? Okay, I'll go back to that question, ma'am. Which A you are asking, Rajni ma'am? This A, credit sale to Mohan 7,000 not entered in the sales book आपका, ठीक है. So we did omission. The accountant who was in charge, they omit the transaction, they forget to enter that particular transaction. So that is the reason behind this particular one. रजनी मैम, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे from this portion, these all 4 topic or the 4 method are very simple. Just focus around that one and try to solve this. So the areas, like how they'll ask question, like if it is, let's say, your mostly written down value method, so they'll ask you for 3 years or 5 years, and their book value also they can ask another, so that you have to tap on, right? I have kept other question also, but I'll go for the written down value method only. Unit of production is there. I forgot to include question based on this written down value method. So let's practice the last year question only then. Sum of year digit. So sum of year digit, how you calculate this one? So it is 4 years. So what will be the sum of year digit for 4 years? It is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So it is equal to 10 aapka. So now the sum, what is the depreciation for second year? Means 3 divided by 10 into cost minus salvage value. Cost is how much? 10,000 minus 1,000. It is aapka 9,000. It is equal to whatever the number it is. So that will be the depreciation for this year. It is आपका 2,700 and आपका 2,700 and 2,700 2,700 आपका is the answer for this one. In case of written down value method, what we need to do, like basically you have to understand those areas, like they are asking for, let's say, for 3 years. So suppose that there is we purchase a machine worth rupees 10 lakh and depreciation rate is 10% आपका. Then if they asking you to calculate depreciation for the second year or third year, so you have to follow the diminishing balance, right? The first year depreciation will be 10 lakh ka 10%, right? So it is aapka 1 lakh. Up at the end of first year, the book value will be 9 lakh. This you have to remember. So second year depreciation will be aapka 9 lakh at the rate of 10%, which is 90,000. So one thing they'll ask you, the depreciation for the second year or third year, and sometimes they'll also add ki what will be the book value at the end of first year, second year, third year and others. So if it is second year आपका, then 9 lakh minus 90,000, it is 8.10 lakh at the end of second year. Depreciation for second year will be 90,000 and this is the book value also, right? So something which, like, how you have to take care around this. This unit is very small, capital versus your revenue expenditure. So when it comes to capital expenditure, they are usually for long term and revenue expenditure for day-to-day activities. So the differences between these two, half marks to 1 marks, you can expect based on this unit. Then next one, आपका bill of exchange. When it comes to bill of exchange, this unit is all about, there are some important area like type of instrument of credit. We have three: promissory note, bill of exchange, and check. Section 4, 5, and 6 of NI Act. Term associated with this, there is a terminology around 12 to 13 terminologies which are given. Noting or notary public wala portion which get asked many times. And आपका accounting entries, accommodation of bill, आपका bill book, and the comparison. The comparison is also given in your book, and most of the time you'll see the question around that. The comparison between आपका bill of exchange or promissory note, or the comparison between your bill of exchange and आपका check system and others. So most of the time you'll see the question around these particular one, right? So I have kept question around this particular one. This is the one, promissory note versus आपका bill of exchange. So bill of exchange basically which is drawn by the creditor, or means the seller, who is the seller of that particular kind of that particular services and all, right? So they generally create this particular one, this particular instrument ki like 3 months later pay me or my order worth rupees 10 lakh for value received. That is the case. And then आपका the acceptance by the debtor is necessary in case of bill of exchange. When it comes to promissory note is आपका drawn by the buyer or the debtor. I promise 2 months later I promise to pay you or your order worth rupees this for value received. आपका when it comes to the acceptance by the creditor is not required in case of promissory note. We have 3 parties in case of bill of exchange. Here we have only 2 parties. Apart from this, the other provisions like both are unconditional orders written and there are many other things, right? So what will be your correct answer in this case? So a promissory note is made by debtor. First statement आपका debtor and means the buyer, where bill of exchange is made by the creditor, means the seller. True है. The second statement, promissory note require acceptance. When it comes to promissory note, it does not require acceptance. Bill of exchange does, right? A bill of exchange involve 3 parties: promissory note two parties, correct है. On dishonor, noting by the notary public is mandatory for promissory note, no. In case of bill of exchange, it is आपका mandatory. A promissory note contain unconditional promise to pay a certain amount of things, true. So 135 means option A only will be right answer for this particular question. Got it, guys? So you have to go through the differences between promissory note and your bill of exchange or आपका check, or one question around this also, right? So this also get asked many time, huh? So basically, there is a transaction आपका between this 2 months आपका payable on side bill. It's a case of side bill on the presentation of documentation. We have two type of bill. One side bill, which is आपका the obligation will release at the time of payment, and the another one is your Usain's bill. Usain's bill they get आपका paid in the future itself, right? So the question is, according to the term in aqua maturity of this calculated after adding, the grace period is how many days? 3 days. If the bill is presented on 15th August, so however the 15th August is national holiday, what will be the due date in that particular case? So it will be a previous day. Previous day means आपका 14th August means 3 days आपका, and A will be right answer for this one. I have, अच्छा okay, I'm there only क्या? Okay, the slide got stuck, yeah? Can you see the slide? Achha, just a minute. I guess my profile is running late. Just a minute, I'll rejoin. On my another device, I thought ki I have hide myself. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. Next one, operational aspect of accounting entries. So this is something, if you have done once aapka, I'll not suggest go through these particular one again and again. Very basic one, the basic areas related to this one, right? Then aapka, the one important topic which we have, that is audit and inspection. 2-3 marks question based on this. Risk-based internal audit, that is something which is very, very important from this. Type of bank audit is the another one which get asked many time in your examination. Okay? So risk-based internal audit is something which is like we have many compliances and others. So like we have three layers. If you study the bank, na, the compliances, the first आपका branch, the first frontliners, then we have compliance आपका compliance department again, then we have आपका audit, the third one. So what we are trying to do, like our day-to-day activities are driven by many compliances, and compliance team is watching us ki how we are following those, or there is a adherence of those particular policies or not. So we have risk management framework. Every bank have these particular one. So this a audit team is basically doing the analysis around all these particular areas. Ki aapka there is everything is aligned as per the law or compliances, or it generally assess the overall framework, the aapka the system which we have in place and all, right? So risk based internal and aapka internal risk based internal audit, one of the most important subtopic. Apart from this, we have statutory audit or आपका system audit and concurrent audit. तीन other, and even they have given around the other areas also, right? But this get asked many time. Huh? Please do take care around this. So when it comes to risk-based internal audit, encourage internal auditor to conduct full-scale transactions testing at the all branch. No, they do not do the full-scale आपका transaction. They rely आपका on the concurrent audit report, आपका internal audit reports or system report. So this is wrong. Second one is internal audit function should possess skill in IT or the other one, so that they can easily monitor things or they can find out the loopholes in the system. Internal audit function may be outsourced. No, as per RBI, it is after it should be internal. The next one, bank are encouraged to align their internal audit practices with international standards like आपका BCBS and others. The RBIA assess risk not at branch level but also at the enterprise level. Yes. So 245 means option B must be right answer for this particular one, right? Apart from this, we have three other audit, the core. Okay, apart from these three also, they have defined the other areas that you have to go through, right? So statutory audit, which generally get asked in your May 25 examination. So let's quickly solve this one. So statutory audit, आपका statutory audit are mandated under Section 30 of BR Act 1949. So as per Section 29, banking companies they need to prepare their final accounts. And Section 30 आपका which govern this particular one true है. The auditor of a bank required examine the intricacies of daily. No, they are not doing the daily आपका intricacies and others, right? They are depend on the report which is generated under the concurrent audits and others. A statutory audit primarily focus on the reviewing loan advances, compliances with PSL, CRR, SLR. Yes. So 1 in 3 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one. Okay. Balance sheet equation. Module B. So when it comes to balance sheet equation, like how you'll see the question based on this, we all know the equation asset equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. So what we have experienced ki, basically they'll give you a balance sheet, like let's say there is a XYZ company and balance sheet as on date 31st March 2026. So let's say their asset is this, liability is this, outside liability basically, and capital is this. Now after this they'll give you one transaction कि आपका XYZ पर take a loan from आपका ABC bank worth ₹1 crore, and out of this they created आपका these many assets. So how this transaction will impact the आपका balance sheet equation of XYZ Limited? That is the only thing. One another thing आपका which you have to remember apart from this equation, the आपका what comes under current asset, current liabilities, and the other one, because this will help you आपका to solve the areas when you will solve the your ratio analysis and all. So two ways that it is going to help you, right? So this is the question. Like this is आपका asset liabilities. ABC Corporation borrow 50,000 from a bank and purchase new equipment worth rupees 30,000. How this transaction will affect the companies or XYZ companies overall equation or yeah, the balance sheet equation. So what will be our correct answer? One thing which we have understood ki from taken liability itself we create the asset. So asset is equal to liabilities plus equity. So this side is basically sources of fund and this side is आपका assets, that is called application of funds, right? So this is the one from taken liability. It can be outside liability. This is also known as outside liability obligation on the company. This is owner's money, right? So from taken liability itself, we create the asset. So if you have taken a liability of 50,000, your asset will also increase by 50,000. So if liability is 50,000, asset will also increase by 50,000. So you have taken a bank loan of 50,000 and asset side आपका 30,000, we have purchased equipments 30,000 and the remaining 20,000 is cash. So 50,000, right? So option B, Sushil sir, and this was for this question only or the previous one? The option B will be right answer for this one, right? Got it now? How? Basically what they are doing, they are giving you a reference and based on that particular one, they are asking the question. Got it, guys? Next one, when it comes to preparation of final account. So preparation of final account is something key when it comes to the final accounts, we have आपका as per accounting standards. So we need to a joint stock company, they have to prepare 5 major statement. One is your balance sheet, right? So the another one is profit and loss account. Then we have cash flow statement, right? Then we have changes in equity. changes in equity if applicable, and आपका note to accounts, right? But the most important areas are this when it comes to joint stock company, because it is depend on आपका कि we are having some sort of equity and others, right? So that is something which generally comes under. Sir, I'm in a class now. I'll share after session only. Okay, so when it comes to this particular one, changes in equity आपका, and note to account is something, some sort of explanatory note around these particular one. So areas up now, if you see the content, trial balance, this you have already read with the statement 5 आपका, sorry, unit 5, the preparation of final accounts from the trial balance. So we prepare the trading account. Trade with the help of trading account, we get to know profit and loss account, gross profit or losses, then profit and loss account. Two areas are very important because other things, the trading account things, sorry, the trial balance things or the balance sheet things, which they have already covered with another unit. So means we have to focus around the आपका these two areas, your trading account and this. Means they'll give you some आपका entries. Based on this, they'll ask you to calculate the gross profit as well as net profit of the enterprise, right? So mostly it will be around the numericals आपका, ठीक है? So most of the time you can expect a numericals around this particular one. So numerical something like this कि the opening stock. So basically how we calculate gross profit. Gross profit is equal to your net sale minus cost of goods sold. The when it comes to net sale is equal to gross sale minus sales return. You have to remember this one. If any discount is allowed, you have to minus that one also. Cost of goods sold, that is equal to आपका opening stock plus purchase plus आपका direct cost. Now because here it is आपका direct cost got involved, that's why. Otherwise you will see purchase, opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock आपका, right? So that is the one. So answer is here only, right? The answer will be your gross net sale is how much? 30,000, and cost of goods sold is 31 minus 7, that is your आपका 24,000. So 24,000. So means आपका 6,000 will be the gross profit. Now one thing is around the 6,000. Up with the same question, what they can do? They can ask you the gross profit margin also, right? Because the ratio analysis, we have gross profit also. If I ask you to calculate the gross profit margin, what will be your answer for this one? Gross profit margin. What will be your answer for this one? क्या होगा ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन गाइस? भूल गए फॉर्मूला? व्हाट विल बी, हाउ वी कैलकुलेट? वेरी सिंपल, हाँ, 20% आशिमा मैम इज सेइंग, ठीक है? तो इट इज ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट डिवाइड बाय आपका सेल और नेट सेल इनटू 100, दैट इज द वन, राइट? सो द आउटकम इज योर आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, राइट? तो व्हाट विल बी द आंसर? योर ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट इज 6,000 divided by sale is 30,000 into 100. The outcome will be your answer. It is coming 30%. And you can use calculator also if you require. 6,000, 30,000. Yes, 20%. Very good, Ashima ma'am. So it will be आपका 20%. So with same question or this question further, like they can give you some add-on entries आपका. Operational cost is this, or the indirect freight outward and others. Then they can ask you to calculate net profit as well as net profit margin, right? So everyone, please do take care around these particular, because see, if they're asking for like 2-3 questions around this particular one, and it will be 1 or 2 questions around the numericals, and 1 or 2 questions will be around the theoretical aspect, like the preparation of final accounts and others, the guidelines and all which are related to this one. Company account, the another one when it comes to company account. So this is something which is full of theory. We have many things like type of company. So first of all, introduction में we have आपका feature of joint stock company. There are 10 features which is given आपका in your curriculum, like incorporated association, artificial person, perpetual succession, आपका limited liability and all. So one question around that you can expect. Type of companies, three different categories are there, right? आपका on the basis of liability or incorporation and holding the other one, right? So then after this also get asked many times, the differences between LLP and partnership firm. Then it comes to issue of share capital, equity and preference, or आपका the different type of capital which we have, where we have your the areas like आपका the authorized capital, paid up, authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed, paid up and called up capital. So many areas which are generally around this particular one, so you have to be bit careful around this particular portion. So I have kept many questions, just will go through the one question which will cover the maximum things. So, which of the following statement regarding the share capital are correct? So first, the equity shares can be either with voting and with differential right as per section 43. True है. Preference shares are not entitled to any dividend if company does not make profit. Cumulative are there. Cumulative preference share allow dividend to carry forward in this. True है. The next one is redeemable preference shares must be redeemed within 30 years under the all circumstances. No. This is wrong na. Even after 20 years, the minimum period is there. For infrastructure companies, is go beyond than that. Subscribe capital when it comes to is always equal to issued capital. No, it can be less than equal to your issued capital also. Okay? Subscribe capital can be less than equal to आपका issued capital, but we cannot say it is always equal to issued capital. It can be less than that also. The maximum period for redeeming preference shares in infrastructure project is 30 years. This is आपका true. With a minimum redemption of 10%, आपका 21 years onward. Yes. 136. 136 means option A will be right answer for this one. So 100% you will see multiple question based on this particular unit, and that is also like we have different areas and you have to work around those. Unit number आपका 15 again. This is all about your company account 2. Here we have balance sheet, impact of Indian accounting standard. The unit 1 which we have discussed, that is why they ask question around the Indian accounting standard from here only. So instead of going for that unit 1, if you go for this one now, that will help you a lot in this particular case itself, right? So what will be your like the questions, if I show you some sort of question, so that will be so classification of assets and liabilities are true, like it is around the balance sheet. An asset classified as current if it is expected to be realized within 12 months after the reporting date आपका. So this is true. The second one is a liability classified as current has unconditional right. No. Unconditional right defer to settlement beyond आपका for at least 12 months after the reporting date. No. Unconditional right is not आपका part of the current liability. So they'll be categorized as non-current. A receivable is classified आपका trade receivable if the due account is purchased and or received in the normal course of business. Yes. 1 and 3 means option C should be right answer for this particular one, right? Next one, guys. This is again आपका 3 marks on an average, and again very easy to get those 3 marks with like half an hour efforts. You can get those particular 3 marks. You just have to understand the areas. Like cash flow statement is nothing, it is just input, inflow and outflow of cash. But we have accounting standard 3 and Indian accounting standard आपका 7, which make our journey a bit complex. So as per these, while you prepare the accounting cash flow statement, you have to categorize them three different areas. We have operating activities, financing activities, and investing activities, right? Then you have to do the total. Now the question will be which come under the operating, which come under the financing. So three type of question. One is for half marks, they'll give you a transaction, and based on this, they'll ask you कि this activity belongs to which category. Or like let's say they gave you कि there is XYZ company who raised आपका who issued bond in the market during this period worth rupees this. So this activity will be categorized under which category? First thing, which is a financing activity. Another question is आपका they'll give you same multiple transaction, and then they'll ask you to match कि this come under the financing, this come under the operating, and this. Third one is आपका they'll the similar type, they'll give you some sort of statement आपका transaction basically कि let's say they purchase machine worth rupees 10 lakh. They आपका let's say they did sale of rupees 50 lakh. They did आपका let's say they did some sort of like they paid rent आपका 10 lakh rupees. They issue shares worth rupees 50 crores. They did आपका they receive commission dividend in this worth rupees 50 lakh or something else. Now based on these transaction, they'll ask you to calculate cash flow statement based on your, let's say, operating activities or financing activities or investing activities. So only one area they'll ask. Now this type of question or all the type of question, they require the, if you know the segregation of these one. So whether the question is in this form or this form or this form, that can be easily आपका doable. Understood guys? Got it? So something like this. This get for 2 marks. Very easily you'll get 2 marks based on this particular one. So purchase a fixed asset worth rupees 50 lakh, purchase investment 20 lakhs, final dividend paid 5 lakh, आपका repayment of loan 20 lakh, proceed from the sale of intangible asset 30 lakh. So what will be the cash flow activities from investing activities? Now it is not necessarily all these transactions belong to investing. Some belongs to operating as well as financing. So what will be your answer in this case, guys? Tell me. Hello? 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 Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I'm in a session. Can I call you after 1:30 or 2? Okay, thank you. बताओ 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 जल्दी से. आशिमा मैम, प्रदीप सर, सुशील सर, रजनी मैम, what will be your correct answer for this? Options are correct na? So that's why you are taking that much time. So basically guys, how we will do it? So when it comes to purchase of fixed asset, it is investing activities, right? Investing activities, it is an outflow from investing activities. Purchase of investment, it is आपका investing activities outflow. Dividend paid, financing activities, आपका outflow. Repayment of loan, again financing activities and outflow. Proceed from the sale of intangible asset, we sold some intangible asset, आपका like patent, copyright. Investing activities inflow. Now what you have to do, you have to ignore these two transactions because they are asking question around the investing activity. Means the total of this is how much? 70 lakh, and 70 lakh minus 30 lakh is equal to आपका 40 लाख. तो वी हैव एन आउटफ्लो ऑफ आपका कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ 40 lakh. तो कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ 40 lakh मीन्स option A will be right answer for this. Rajni ma'am is the only who marked the correct answer for this one. Rest all are wrong here. Got it guys? What you are going to face from this particular one. The fund flow wala portion is also there. ठीक है? So When it comes to fund flow statement, that is also part of this one. So the differences between those. No worries, Pradeep sir, at least you tried, huh? Rest other Aapa people, those who are watching, they are silently relaxing, huh? So this is the one. Chalo, next one. Banking account of the company, final account of a banking company. So this is something. So where we have and now it is something related to banking. So means you have to have go through that accounting, sorry, section 29. So as per section 29 of BR Act, Banking Regulation Act, we have many areas. Like we have Form A, which is performa balance sheet as on 31st March 2026. We have 12 scheduled, right? And Form B, when it comes to Form B, it is all about performa profit and loss account as on 31st March. We have 6 schedule, including your note to accounts, right? So this is, you have to understand all these particular one, because many time we'll see schedule oriented questions also. That is the one point. Then impact of Indian accounting standards on this, that is the case. So if you'll go for this one now, it is all about these 18 schedule. You have to go through all these 18 schedule, including note to accounting, just references aapka, ठीक है? But the other one is generally bit important from this particular one. So what, like how you can expect question from this one? Like if I show you the areas. So first, balance sheet, we have these 11 schedule aapka, which are 12 schedule aapka, which is part of this. Capital and liabilities and assets. Contingent aapka, the another portion. And your profit and loss account. So when it comes to profit and loss account, this is about the final account of a banking company. Yes, the profit and loss account, when it comes to this, so we have where is profit and loss account? Here it is. So this is something aapka schedule 13-14 income and aapka 15-16 expenditure schedule aapka, and the income, interest income, aapka other income, interest expended in operating expenses and all, they are generally part of this particular curriculum, right? So they'll be asking question around the these 18 schedule and all. So during the revision, we will be revising things with the help of all these mind map or wherever it is required data. Na, all the important area I'll give you in the kind of a gist, so that along with the questions you can quickly revise those areas as well, right? So read the following statement and identify the correct one. So schedule 4, 5, 6 and others. So when it comes to this, first statement, borrowing from foreign branches include borrowing in India. Wrong hai. We have two type of borrowing. Borrowing from India. Borrowing from India, we have three head. Borrowing from RBI, borrowing from other bank and borrowing from DFIs. And then आपका borrowing from outside India. Bill payable आपका include uncashed draft, check and others by the bank. The total borrowing in India आपका outside India match the borrowing in the balance sheet. Then next one is refinance obtained by the bank from RBI is categorized under deposit. No, ठीक है? It is आपका, it is a borrowing, ठीक है? It is a part of borrowing, not the deposit. So means 2 and 3. 2 and 3 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct. Next one, guys. Unit number 19 up. So now 19 onwards. So financial management means आपका module C. So module C is about your like maximum numericals in other areas which we generally have from this particular unit. 20 where we have some financial ratios. This is something, at least two question you can expect around those areas. So one question or two question around the, like let's say one marker question, mostly based on the ratio analysis, the quick ratio or आपका debt to equity ratio or आपका current ratio or the other ratios which are given in your book. One question is around like these, let's say one marks question two. One question आपका the classification, limitation and other aspect of this particular one, uses and all, right? So both the areas we have to cover. Like do not only stick around the your आपका calculation part, ठीक है. So this is the conceptual part also you have to go through at least once आपका, right? So that will help you in that particular case. YTM when it comes to bond 22, I have skipped 21 from here also. क्या? Oh, sorry. So 21 is about your आपका that 21 unit got skipped everywhere. Like last time, sorry, in live classes I have just introduced you, but I'll be doing dedicated session around that. Unit number 21 is around your mostly SI and CI calculation and annuities. आपका annuities versus EMI calculation, right? These are the four areas. This question for sure will be there, and out of these two, whether it there will be a 2 marker question for EMI calculation or आपका annuity calculation. So YTM bonds आपका हाँ 21. When it comes to bonds आपका नहीं 23 is there. Hashima ma'am, actually I did the live class for 23, but that recording is not available, ठीक है. So 21 I did half of portion, but 23 live class I have done, ठीक है, but that live class recording is not there. So what you can do now, you can watch from the there is one recorded video आपका unit 23, you can go for that one, ठीक है. You'll find the same things which are generally part of this. YTM when it comes to yield to maturity, bonds आपका theories of YTM theorem, sorry, ठीक है. We have 10 theorems. Bond valuation आपका, then we have valuation of bond, current yield, yield to maturity. These are some important areas which generally get asked, and every time we have experienced one question around the आपका yield to maturity or that current yield or the impact in other areas, you know, right? So what is the current, how we calculate current yield? Current yield is equal to your annual coupon divided by current market price into 100, right? So here it is, आपका annual coupon 7% of 1000 is 70 rupees, and current market price it is 920 into 100. So what will be the current yield आपका? 70 divided by 920 into 100 is 7.60, 7.60 something. So it is 7.608. So it is 7.61 something, right? So that will be the right answer for this particular current yield. One important area, इसके अलावा YTM also, or the theorem, because in INIFS we have only 4 theorems and here we have 10 theorems. So that theorem wala portion, if they ask in INIFS, then you have to ignore that one because they will not repeat. But if it is not part of your INIFS, then definitely it will be part of your AFM. So Forex arithmetic, the another topic. So from here, this area you can expect for sure one question. Mostly it is around the value date or cross rate calculation, because chain rule is basically which we use to calculate the change this. And the another area, this they never touch, ठीक है. अभी तक they never ask any question around the forward rate calculation, but it is given in your book, not in detail, but they have given the formula in some example. So there is high probability if they'll go for the tougher side, they'll be asking question around forward point or the calculation of forward point or the overall forward rate also, right? So okay, one question. So value date is basically, when it comes to value date, it is equal to settlement date, right? It is equal to settlement date. So there is a difference between the date of transaction and the date of settlement. So the date when it got settled, we have value date. The first cash, when it comes to this, cash or ready, आपका the date of transaction, basically when settlement took place on the same date. So currencies take place on the date of deal. Term is आपका T+1, currencies आपका T+2 is called spot. The third one is a currency at premium is cheaper for the future value. A currency is premium means they are costlier in the future value. Means today's value, like let's say dollar, USD dollar pair, ठीक है, USD dollar आपका USD INR, sorry, USD INR current is supposed at 95 rupees. After 6 months, it is showing supposed at 97 rupees. So this is the case of premium. Discount is आपका when the price is less than the spot rate. The spot rate will आपका apply when exchange of currencies happen on second working day. Spot is आपका second working day. Yeah, it is means T+2. That means it is true. Forward rate are quoted in term of forward margin or forward differential with either premium or discount true. So 145 means option C will be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one. Now these two unit back to back, capital structure and आपका cost of capital, 6 to 7 marks back to back, these two unit, right? Overall आपका 6 to 7 marks, very important unit. So here one question, weighted average cost of capital. Every time you'll see आपका थ्योरीज आपका नेट इनकम थ्योरी, ट्रेडिशनल थ्योरी, आपका इरेलीवेंट अप्रोच, दैट इज समथिंग विच इज जनरली पार्ट ऑफ दिस. कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी, कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट आपका, दैट इज अगेन determining the optimal capital budget and all. So that this is from this here. So capital structure is kind of a combination of equity and debt. So how we are deciding this equity versus debt आपका proportion in a business? What are the consideration? आपका the factor which generally affect your capital structure, as well as we go for the weighted average cost of capital. So these are very, very important. This weighted average cost of capital is something which get asked every time, huh? And one question around the theory and the factors also. So how we calculate this? Your आपका weighted average cost of capital is cost of equity plus cost of debt. Weighted average cost of equity, weighted average cost of debt is equal to your weighted average cost of capital. So when it comes to this, so weighted average cost of capital is equal to portion of equity आपका into cost of equity, right? Cost of equity you will see always higher than the cost of debt, plus आपका portion of debt into your cost of debt, right? So sometime what they'll do in equity, they'll give you common equity as well as preferentials. Sometime in debt also they'll give you multiple bifurcation, but that doesn't matter, right? You just have to remember this one. And like in this case, portion of equity is 0.5 into the cost of equity is 12%, means 6. 0.5 the debt to equity ratio, and into 8 means आपका 4. 6 4 10 means आपका 10% will be right answer. अब what they did आपका in last time, first they'll give you this कि calculate the weighted average cost of capital, so that means our 10%. Now the another, along with that, what they are asking, if company increase, now they'll give you one another statement, if company increase the proportion of debt or equity, ठीक है? So company is planning to increase the proportion of debt or equity, so how this will affect the overall weighted average cost of capital? So if they'll increase debt, so their weighted average cost of capital will come down. If they'll increase equity, weighted average cost of capital will go up. So these time आपका areas which we have to understand from this particular one. Capital investment decision. So from here we have areas like NPV, the most famous. This will also part of your CAIIB journey, the entire topic itself. So cash flow based and आपका non-cash flow based, ठीक है, discounted and non-discounted. So in case of non-discounted, we have ARR आपका payback period. Here we have IRR आपका NPV, right? So these are the 4 method. Apart from this, one is areas this NPV is highly suggested to everyone, guys. And here आपका टर्म लोन, deferred payment guarantee, आपका project appraisals and others. This is part of ABM subject. So one question you will see around this. If it is question around the numerical, for sure it is 2 marks. And in enemy cases, it is for 2 marks. One question around or multiple question, 2 question around this, which can be 1 marks each आपका with full of statement and all, right? So it can be around the project appraisal, steps involved in that one, syndication of loan, और आपका term loan dispersal and others, which generally comes under this one. Correct है? तो in NPB आपका how they'll ask question, so basically something like this. So this is kind of how we use for the project appraisals and all. The NPB areas, then you have to calculate. So you have to include the present value of basically when it comes to NPB now, this is आपका kind of we are how we are calculating this inflow divided by 1 plus r की power n, right? So this is something, this is this work on the time value of money. It says today's rupees 1 is having greater worth than tomorrow's 1 rupee, right? Due to opportunity cost, inflation and others. So you have to calculate these areas, some basic tricks आपका which we have discussed during the classes also. Sometimes they'll ask you to calculate, for sure 2 marks, but it will be for 3 years or 4 years heart to heart. And sometimes they'll give you the आपका rupee value for the next 5 years कि today it is 1, so it, at the end of first year it is 0.90, it is आपका 0.85, it is 0.70 or it is point something, then you just have to multiply and you'll get to know the answer itself, right? Next one, equipment leasing and lease finance, the another topic which we have. So this is something, the area is आपका lease finance, which is part of your INIFS also. But here आपका the accounting, the taxation in the book of lesser and lessee, that portion, type of lease, finance and operating lease, आपका they have put more emphasis around that one. Legal GST, accounting, and the book of lesser and lessee, because that generally we generally differentiate this particular one from your INIFS, right? Something like this, which you can like what we have experienced in the past also. So which of the following statement describe the finance lease as per आपका Indian Accounting Standard 116? So the ownership of the asset transfer to the lessee at the end of this finance lease, long term, mostly yes. The second statement, the lessee has option to purchase the asset at the price substantially lower at the fair value. आपका this is also correct. The lease term cover minor part, major part of the life or the entire economic life of the asset. The present value of minimum lease payments is आपका substantial portion of the asset life value. 124. 124 means आपका C will be right answer for this. So the accounting perspective or like how आपका they show how we do accounting in a book of lesser and lessee, that is आपका bit important part from this one, right? Then we have working capital, very small unit, but here again on an average 1 marks question, the ratio and the sources of working capital, three method. This is something which is one of the most important part from this one. Okay? So three method of lending आपका or the areas. हाँ, this is the question. And even आपका that factor influencing the working capital and all, they are also a bit important from this one. Venkatesh sir, very good afternoon. Very good afternoon to all of you guys. Those who joining now. So which of the following is not correct? The assessment of working capital in lending method. So first one is आपका C. Sushil sir is saying C. Sorry, Pradeep sir. Ashima ma'am is saying, I guess that is for the previous question. Sushil sir is saying option A. Let's go through this. The assessment of inventory take into account factor like lead time, minimum order quantity, manufacturing process. The first one is correct, aapka. That means C is not right answer for this one. Receivable assessment is largely determined in the inventory level. No, it is by the market forces, aapka, the demand for that particular company or the product. The first lending method require the enterprise to bring net working capital at 25% of total. No, this is the second lending method. Second lending method आपका ask for enterprise to net working capital 25% of working capital gap. This is first and this is आपका second. This is also wrong. According to the third method lending, the enterprise must bring 100% of core current asset and 25% of remaining आपका net working capital. So this is आपका correct, right? So 1 and 5. We do not have 1 and 5. What we have to find out? Not correct, sorry. Incorrect statement, we have working capital and all, right? Next one, derivative. Again, very important topic. This is like you can, okay. There is a power cut. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll rejoin from my side, guys. Those who are watching on application. Now it is fine, kya? Pradeep sir, now it is fine. So when it comes to the areas, so derivatives आपका derivative market regulation, type of derivatives, this is the one, and uses of derivative for risk management, right? So they have created a bit differentiation between IFS derivative as well as this. So first we are going to face this particular topic in IFS. If they include आपका 2-3 question, they'll rarely ask question in this one. But if they do not ask question in your IFS or very less, they put very less emphasis. So again, we'll be facing question around this one, right? So so you have to be a bit careful around this and very easy and understandable topic. There are few areas, the regulatory framework which you have to remember, OTC versus आपका exchange traded derivative, and this portion is bit important, call and put option, and the overall methodology is आपका when we buy, when we sell, and along with this CDS आपका credit default swap. This is part of both the subject. Again, highly weighted आपका topic, subtopic from this one, right? Next one, okay, taxation. When it comes to taxation, module D. So now two topic are generally, one is income tax, another one is your आपका GST. ठीक है, back to back two topic are there, 4 to 5 marks overall, with inclusion of the current things like TCS. There is changes, so there is a high probability, and the income tax आपका classification of income tax head आपका, this get asked many times in the ITR related things. So I'll highly recommend कि at least go through all the areas. This is something which will help you to understand, or like after some time you will be filing your own income tax also. So in that case also, and even practical in आपका personal uses also, right? And they have limited content around this. So at least go through once. This is something module D, downside 20 questions, 20 marker questions, and out of 20, 4-5 marks you can expect from these two topics, and the remaining one is आपका the other topic. But every topic is doable or easy to understand, and within one go itself you can prepare for that particular one, right? So the classification of income under the income tax head, the first one is income from saving accounts is classified, आपका income from the other sources. Gratuity received by employees always included. No, that is excluded. Rental income, income from house property, income earned by the doctors, this profit and gain from business and profession. Agriculture income is exempted from this. Capital gain from sale of house property is taxed under income from capital gain and others. So we have 5 head: income from salary, we have salary income, we have professional income, we have rental income, we have capital gain, and we have other income, right? So these are the five head and the areas itself, right? So what will be the right answer? B, 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 100% true. Very good, guys. So that is the case. And some relaxations are also gained. So if they'll touch those areas, half marker question will be around those one. The another one is GST. आपका direct and indirect taxes, the differences between these two. This get asked many times and bit confusing also. So you have to work around that particular differentiation between these two. Then we have type of GST also. The type of GST and the GST council and other. So that we have to take care around this one. Okay? So like this is the one. This question get asked many times, guys. The differences between direct and indirect taxes. So very easy one. At least you have to go through this particular one once. So when it comes to this, direct taxes are imposed on goods and services, while indirect taxes are levied on income and profit. The first statement itself, no, sorry, direct taxes direct taxes are imposed on goods and services. Indirect taxes, no. First statement is aapka wrong here. The second statement, when it comes to the burden of direct taxes can be shifted to another person. No. Income tax, no one can pay income tax on behalf of you. Okay? If you have earned that income, if you have आपका ability to, if you fall under the ability to pay principle, you only have to pay that particular one. Third statement, indirect taxes are generally collected by intermediary from the customers, consumers, paid to the government in this. This is correct. Fourth one, direct taxes considered to be regressive. No, direct taxes are progressive. Indirect taxes are regressive. Direct taxes involve higher administrative cost compared to indirect. Yes. The next one is indirect taxes can help आपका discourage consumption of harmful product and others. Yeah, like alcohol, cigarettes and all. Indirect taxes are more oriented toward the growth and they discourage the consumption of this. Correct, right? So 3, 5, 6, 7. 3, 5, 6, 7 will be the right answer for this particular one. Correct. So D will be right answer for this particular one. Or sometime the GST related things also. One question around the GST. So under GST, bank with Pan India operation must obtain separate registration from each state where they operate. So this GST system which make bankers' life bit complex, right? The second one, GST compliances for bank has become simpler आपका compared to no, they become आपका stricter to this one, more complex. Bank required to reverse 50% of SENVET आपका credit input service and this. The place of supply for account linked financial services is आपका determined by the location of service provided. No, it is based on the customer. The next one is GST on banking services and all. It got 18%. Earlier it was 15%. So 3 and 5. 3 and 5 means no. 135. Sorry. 135 means option A will be right. Why C? Option A will be correct statement. We have to find out na. Yes. Recently we gone through this particular one. Forget क्या? ज़्यादा practice करना पड़ेगा, right? चलो. Then costing वाला part. When it comes to this unit, introduction, again half marker question or 1 marker question based on the areas. Mostly the question is the differences between cost accounting and management accounting, cost accounting, management accounting and financial accounting. If there is one question, it will be for sure 2 mark with 5 to 7 statement, or it can be आपका related to that costing, the different costing areas and all. So basically financial and आपका cost accounting versus management accounting. These are the two core areas which you have to cover from this one. Costing methods. Now here you will see 3-4 question, half marks or 1 marks about the different areas like job costing, contract costing, or the differences between job versus contract, unit costing, or आपका unit costing or multiple costing, service costing and others. Small units are there, so you have to be a bit careful around this. Something like this for 1 marks. So, contract costing, which is like for highway or any long-term project and all, na? You remember? So, contract costing it's a form of job costing used for small project. No, it's for a bigger project like film industry and all. I gave you an example of that Raja Molina. So, each contract in our contract costing is treated as separate cost unit. Yes, true. The next one is overhead in contract costing are allocated based on the same principle of your job costing. That is also true. Work in progress is important part. Profit to date we calculated based on this one only, right? So 2 and 3 means option B will be right answer. Work in progress is very important portion of this. Standard costing, the next unit आपका standard costing, again very important one of आपका important unit from your module D आपका, right? तो variance like significance, advantages, variance आपका standards, variance analysis. This is nothing, just आपका the differences, but you have to work around these particular areas. So I'll show you some question which will help you to guide. Like it can be theoretical also. Okay. So variance analysis, or it can be in numbers also. I'll show you the number also. So variance analysis. Achha, okay. What will be your correct answer, guys? So when it comes to this, Apka, what will be your correct answer? B. Okay, let's check. Variance analysis help in identifying difference between actual cost and budgeted cost. आपका corrective action. So this is true. So when it comes to variance, it is a difference between standard cost and actual cost. Okay? So let's say if your standard cost is 100, actual cost is 105. So means we have a negative variance of 5 rupees, right? So this is the one. Material price variances can only due to fluctuation in market price of no. It is also the quality or the use how labor is using those particular one. They can be the reason for the variances. Third one is labor variances arise when actual time taken from for manufacturing a unit differ from the आपका standard time. Yes. Overhead cost include both fixed and variable, which can be further divided into expenditure and efficiency variances. Material use variances is solely based on wastage. No, it is आपका the industry downtime and others. That is also part of this company. So 134 means option A will be right answer for this one. The another aspect आपका how they'll ask you question something like this. They'll give you small numbers and then they'll ask you to find out the variances. Like XYZ company budgeted 500 hours of labor at 10 rupees means 5,000. The actual cost is आपका 480 at 9.50. So what is? It is a favorable variance, right? First of all, the standard variance आपका is 500 into 10 and the actual is 480 into 9.50 means we plan high and we आपका concluded things within the one. So that means it's a favorable or the difference is your आपका favorable in this particular case. So it can be in the form of number also or it can be in the form of आपका theoretical aspect. The most important unit from your आपका module D, which is marginal costing. So marginal costing is basically आपका advantages of marginal costing, limitation. Then from here, cost volume profit analysis, break even point, application of break even point, आपका PV ratio, margin of safety, and absorption costing and differences between these subtopic and even you can expect 3-4 question around these particular, especially when it comes to the numbers, आपका break even analysis or your cost volume profit analysis calculation and others, that will be part of this case, right? So you have to work around those particular one very well. So like that topic, break even point calculation, आपका margin of safety calculation, and आपका cost volume profit analysis calculation, 3 areas along with the contribution and others. So that generally comes under this one. Very important subtopic unit from your module D, guys. So cost volume profit analysis help to understand the relationship between sales volume and this. So how we calculate profit. So when it comes to the profit portion, आपका how we do this cost volume profit analysis. So profit is equal to sales minus cost. So sale is equal to selling price into numbers, and cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Variable cost is per unit is equal to overall cost. Variable cost is equal to variable cost per unit into numbers, right? Very simple one. So cost first statement, it is आपका relationship with among these. Fixed costs remain constant irrespective of sales volume. This is the assumption true. The break-even point is the level of total revenue is equal to total cost, not only variable. Contribution margin is calculated by subtracting the fixed cost from the sale value of the unit. Yes, no. Contribution, what is mentioned, it is no, sorry. How we calculate contribution? Contribution is equal to selling price minus variable cost, right? Selling price minus variable cost. The next one is cost volume profit analysis use management to evaluate minimum sale volume required for both fixed recovery of fixed and dust. तो आपका 1 to 5 means option D will be right answer for this particular one. So like this, or आपका the numericals based small numericals, right? So here you have to calculate a company sell product 100 rupees and आपका variable cost is 40 rupees. So you have to calculate आपका 50 rupees. If they ask you to calculate cost of like anything up contribution they have asked you, the contribution is selling price minus आपका variable cost. So in this case it is 40 rupees. So 40 into 1000 आपका 40,000. If they ask you calculate break even point, so break even point is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution, means 50,000 divided by 4. If they ask you to calculate आपका cost volume profit analysis also, you can do it. Margin of safety you cannot because margin of safety we will be requiring estimated numbers also, right? So these type of areas. Next, last unit आपका unit number 35. This is full of आपका theoretical aspect, ठीक है? Many theoretical aspect are there like budget and budgetary control, type of budget. So basically the functional budget type and the areas. Mostly it is around the different type of budget and आपका budgetary control, right? So zero based budget and program budget, they get asked in a previous examination also. So let's go through these one. So read the following statement carefully and you have to find out the correct answer. So zero-based budgeting requires justification of all expenses, including recurring one, from a scratch. Zero, yes. Program budgeting is used for prepare budget for all department. No, it is for a specific program itself. आपका performance budget, आप it put emphasis on input output. Yes, true है. The next one, zero based budgeting. The previous year budget is used for a base. No, we start things from the zero. We ignore the previous budget, आपका assumptions and all. Program budgeting help in understanding the specific cost, expected result आपका program. हाँ, this is true. The cost of one of the limitation of performance budget is difficulty in evaluating the result program, the satisfaction level and others. Yes. 1356 means option A only will be right answer for this one. What is D? 135, no, 56 should be right answer for this one. Yes, okay, chal. So this is आपका which is all about your आपका AFM all the 35 units. So from tomorrow, now I'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So tomorrow onwards, we will be doing आपका unit wise practice revision. So one session for 2 hours we'll be doing. So we'll try to cover आपका 2-3 units in a session. First we will target I and IFS आपका one set. Then module wise revision we will be doing the during the exam week also, right? But prior to that, we will be having one set of revision. I'll share some summary notes and others so that with those particular PDF you can revise and recall. Then we'll enter into the AFM also. All right. Sure. So I hope you got this particular thing, guys. What need to be आपका done for the subject and the requirements, the most important areas and others. Now, like start हो जाइए, ठीक है? Start prepare well for this examination. Still you are in game, ठीक है? Do not lose the hope, especially those who started recently. So give your best. Now go for subject wise. Do not start all the four subject. सब्जेक्ट वाइज चाहिए, धीरे धीरे उस पर फोकस करें. दैट विल हेल्प यू इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस, ठीक है? एंड दोज हु आर डूइंग थिंग्स फ्रॉम लास्ट 2 months and others, they do not need to worry, just follow the process. This will help you in your upcoming examination. All right, so this is it from my side. Now evening, Devashri ma'am will see you evening at 5 o'clock, ठीक है? So 5 o'clock or हाँ, ma'am asked me for 5 o'clock, so I'll prepone that session, huh? I guess I by mistake I have scheduled for the 6 o'clock. So I'll prepone that particular session for 5 o'clock. And आपका one set of things which is for PPB also you have to go. PPB is very important subject. Please take it very carefully. And I'll recommend anyone. So please do join. So you'll get some sort of insight what get asked in the past and others or the important areas and all, so that will help you a lot. All right, so this is that from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session.